All good. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Going good, man. How you
Going
guys
good.
doing?
How are you guys doing?
Good. Good. So this is kind of cool. A three-way conversation here.
Yeah.
We got Charles Wu, our website expert here at Dayporter, on this call, and then obviously many of you guys listening or watching know Angel Sandoval, kind of the heartbeat of Dayporter. And I'm looking forward to today's conversation, especially bringing you on here, Charles, to talk about just websites, the importance of websites, especially when we're thinking commercial cleaning, service-based business, how critical that is. And the reason, I'll just give a little bit of context and then open it up. I think one of the reasons we wanted to have this discussion is because we see a lot of cleaning websites just across the industry. There's 3 million janitorial companies out there in the U.S. alone. So there's should be 3 million websites, and majority of those websites are either underdeveloped or just not up to par. They're just not high quality.
Yeah.
And the janitorial companies that really crush it, that really kick ass, they have all their P's and Q's together, and part of that package is having a really good digital forefront, which starts with a website. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how this conversation came up. Charles, I don't know if you want to give some just general background on kind of your experience and who you are, but that'd probably be a good place to start.
Okay. So hey guys, my name is Charles Wu, and recently partnered up with Dayporter on helping them, serve clients with website needs. And my background is more in marketing, but recently I've pivoted. In the past couple of years, I've pivoted myself into website design and website development, and that's the expertise I bring onto helping Dayporter and James and Angel. Pleasure to join the team. And yeah, that's pretty much my background.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I'm glad that we're doing this episode now, or that we're talking websites now, because I will be honest, commercial cleaning is not like it's not a sexy industry per se, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's funny, it's a lot of people, a lot of companies still treat themselves like they're not supposed to look good. Does that make sense? Just because it's not a sexy industry does not mean that you're not supposed to look attractive to
Yeah.
your prospect, right? And we've been kind of waiting on doing this whole website thing and really helping commercial cleaners in that end. But the reason, we partnered with Charles, and the reason we started doing this is it does affect your sales, right? It
It
does
does.
affect your sales. If you're trying to
Yeah.
close a 1.2 million cleaning contract, a $200,000 commercial cleaning contract, and they go and look for you and they can't find you, or worse, if they find something that does not attract them, right? Like, how can you say you're a
Yeah.
cleaning company and have a dirty website? Like, it's like, what? It doesn't make sense,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Charles, let me ask you, what are some key things that I guess the importance of having a website? Let's just start there.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point, and it's a great starting point to our conversation as well. So, just a quick stats. Do you know like how long does it take for online users to form an opinion on your website?
How long?
15 millisecond. So that's about 0.05 seconds. So in that 0.05 seconds, when they land onto your website, they will decide whether if you guys are like the right people to do business with or not.
Hmm.
Worst case, once they make that decision, they'll leave, and 38% of users will never come back to your website ever again because you give them such a bad experience when they land on your site.
Hmm.
Dude, I'm
So
so glad you said that, because that's like,
yeah,
we always say like first impressions matter, like in sales and anything really, first impressions matter.
for sure.
Most people think they're making their first impression in their first call or in
Yeah.
their first walkthrough or in their first. You don't know if that facility manager, property manager, business already went and looked you up after they accepted that invite from you to do a walkthrough,
Yeah,
and they already went to go research you. At
yeah,
what point did they already, before you even show up to the walkthrough, did they already make a decision on you?
yeah,
Right? Or do they automatically put you in a category, which that's crazy. So before a second. They
Yeah.
already
Well,
get an idea of who you are and what you like, your company.
that I mean, think of it like back in the day, the biggest thing people ever heard was customer service, client, client service. The client's always right. You'd hear all this speak like 20 years ago. That
Yeah.
was key because to base an opinion on a business 20 years ago, you had to
Yeah.
engage with them. Now we can verify and validate a business before ever picking up the phone. If we're in the cleaning industry and we believe image holds a standard, we need to bring that standard to our business. So in 1 second, someone can make an opinion about your business. Angel, I think you said it well. If you have a walkthrough with someone, I think we know that to be true, that they are going to go to your website.
Yeah.
We know that from our own outreach. What are some like typical mistakes? Just I'm going to say the small business realm, meaning like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
small business janitorial realm, that you just see some companies doing when it comes to like their website game.
Well, I'll say the first things first is the website is too complicated for users to go through. So I think a common theme across all sort of like service-based business is they would get a service provider such as like GoDaddy develop a site that's extremely poorly designed because it doesn't have any sort of user experience for any of their like ideal customers to go through. It would just literally be a modern day sort of brochure rather than a website, allowing the customers to find exactly what they're looking for. For example, how you guys provide your service, or what do you guys provide in terms of like how you guys can help me, and who you guys have worked with, because that's super important on a site, that because that builds expectations, and in a way it also builds relationship with the customers. They know what to expect from you and whether to trust or go ahead to work with you or not. So I think those are really key elements that most of the sites are missing nowadays. Just
So
like
can you repeat that real quick on the
yeah,
so if I'm looking at so I'm a commercial cleaner, I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
what? Let me pull up my own website because now I'm just what? I've never heard of that. What
yeah,
questions should I answer for myself? Like if a commercial cleaner is listening to this on their website right now and
yeah,
or their competitor's website,
yeah.
their competitor, what questions do I ask myself to know if I'm at least okay versus just down?
Okay. So to make it more simple, like I believe all the websites that anyone should have should be simple but attractive. Meaning like when your ideal customers go through your site, does it answer a couple of the questions here? So number one, does it show what you do? Does it show why you do it? Does it show who you help? And how do you do it? So your process. So if when you land onto your homepage and it doesn't even answer these four questions, that's kind of like a bad sign that your website isn't that great. Um, like that's basically the fundamental on any homepages that you should have. Whether if that's in sort of like copy or that's in like any videos or photos, you should have some sort of, you should definitely demonstrate some key qualities of your businesses just on your homepage alone. And having some sort of like testimonials definitely help as well. So if your homepage doesn't have that, it doesn't really build trust that you guys are a established business. So these are just a couple of key questions you should ask yourself when you look at your website and evaluate whether it's good or not.
So I guess if you're here, go to your website and ask yourself first thing, is it clear what I do, how I do it, and why I do it? And then who I help. One of the things I actually don't see a lot in commercial cleaning in the websites is how they do it.
Yeah.
I think they almost leave it into a mystery. Now, I'm not saying go in super detail, like give us your secret sauce, but give us some insight into if I were to look at your website, can I get a feeling of how well you're going to take care of me if I begin this conversation? Because
Yeah.
here's the crazy part. Most people, what is the conversion for someone visiting the website to like a lead, like actually submitting a form? Is it like Unless it's through ads, it's like 2%, maybe. Maybe.
Probably less than that. If it's through organic traffic, that's definitely less than that.
Yeah, right. Like
Probably
it
about
goes up.
1% if you
Yeah.
have a really great website.
Agree. If you made it easy for them to fill out the form, right? Which
Yeah,
let's
pretty
not get
much.
into that. Or
Yeah,
book an appointment, book a walkthrough straight from their website, which that's a little golden nugget. If you don't have that, you should allow them to book either a phone appointment or a walkthrough.
yeah,
And make sure you have qualifying questions there. Yeah, dude, conversions are so tough. So think about it there, commercial cleaners. If 200 businesses were to visit your website, if your website is not up to par and does not answer these questions, you will get 0 forms.
yeah.
You would get maybe 2 forms, and you're hoping that they're qualified based on the traffic that you drove in there. So ask yourself, right? Like, what game? This is a different game that you're playing, right? So it's super important for you to have that and give them. What are some emotions that you feel, Charles, should websites give somebody to help? Let's talk about that lead conversion to help them increase that lead conversion. So it's organic traffic. I'm bringing in X 500 visits a month, 500
Yeah.
cleaners, or 500 facility managers, things like that. Not cleaners, facility managers, property managers. What 2 or 3 feelings do those range? Do those differ? Like, what feelings am I trying to usually give to get someone to at least fill out a form?
I think before they get to the form, they should definitely like impart a feeling of I can trust these people to clean my facility. I can rely on them, and they're really friendly and professional in their approach. These are a couple of feelings I believe that applies to across all the service industry. Like if there's any service based business, these are the feelings you should definitely sort of like have or impart to your prospects when they go through your site.
I like
And
that.
a sort of like definitely give them some urgency as well to work with you as soon as possible. I think these are just a couple of things that are super important to show on the website.
What are
And
some ways I can show trust,
yeah,
reliability,
yeah,
and then what was the third one? Is trust, reliability. Oh yeah, and
and
professionalism. If I
professionalism.
work with you, like your
Yeah.
approach. How do I show that?
Okay.
What are some
That's
key examples?
that's a great question. So again, it goes back to the couple of questions that we asked earlier to determine whether if you have a good website or not. But when it comes to showing trust, it's definitely showing like having testimonials or some sort of like case studies or testimonials to show that you've worked with other people. That's what we call social proving, or building that credibility amongst the prospects.
I'm
Second
gonna be
thing,
a devil's advocate real quick.
yeah,
What if, oh, but Charles, I'm new, man. I only have like 5 accounts, and I know I need a website, but
yeah,
am I too early? Is someone too early if they don't have testimonials, but they have accounts? Or how can we get away from, can we build social proof or testimonials in other ways outside of
of
that?
course.
Is there okay.
I mean, one thing I would like to mention is the fact that of how you do it. So when you if you have a really clear, if you show your process in a really clear manner, and build trust that way to show them exactly what they're getting with every step of the way, with your sort of like cleaning services, I'm sure that will build trust, and also that will come across as really professional as well. And it's always good to show them what they're getting before they invest in the money with your business, you know
No,
so that's
I like that.
one
I
way.
like how you
Yeah,
said it. Like if you don't have testimonials, then impress them with your actual process, your
yeah,
professionalism, right?
yeah,
That's where I can literally like show a video of me as a CEO talking processes, right? If
yeah,
I don't have testimonials, I'll be like, hey, if you're in, watch this, and I'm laying it all out for
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how should videos be incorporated onto the website?
That's a good
That's a
question.
good idea, Angel. Like,
for sure.
that could be if you're brand new, just starting out, just putting your face out there on video and having them hear your voice and seeing your face could be a good thing. But how do you incorporate video like onto a website? Like, what would a good strategy or rule of thumb be?
I guess a 1 minute video sort of just a standard landscape 1 minute video that goes through all the questions again, who you help and how you do it and what service you provide, and last but not least, how you do it, and actually show them who you are, because again, behind every business is authentic individuals running the business. So if you show them, your team, and if you show them your process in that video, in that 1 minute video, that really builds a lot of trust between you and the prospect watching the video. And knowing your prospect is important as well. If you know who you're helping and you speak their language in that video, that's a great way to build trust.
Can
I
you
like that.
can you walk us through like the management of it? And what I mean by this is I think there's a lot of cleaners out there that's like, yep, did my website 6 years ago when I just started out, not a tech person, don't like this shit, don't know what I'm doing. So it's almost like it's more of a, in their head, an inconvenience to even think about and deal with because they're running a company. How do you make that transition simple? And then like once like let's just say Dayporter takes over a website, like what's some ongoing maintenance and just like what's the process look like from a website management end?
So in terms of sort of like maintenance and making sure the website will always stay up to date, we'll always do a sort of like a monthly check into the site and figuring out what we can do to improve the current presence of the site. If there's anything like elements that we need to change, for example, the copy, the photos and the videos. And I do recommend all companies, service-based companies, at least to change their content, so like videos or their photos on their site on a quarterly basis if they can, if not at least once a year. This way your content will always be sort of updated and to show your customers the best, social presence. And again, building that trust. It comes back to building trust and being more professional. I mean, just for example, okay, there's a good analogy. For example, if there's two restaurants, right? And one restaurant, they've both been opened for the past 6 years, and one of them never renovates. Same decor, same sort of like setting, same sort of like feel and look for the past 6 years. But then there's this other restaurant that continuously renovate every year, cleans out their entire sort of like decor, and also comes up with like new and innovative way to show off their restaurant and promote themselves. I'm sure you pretty much want to go to the restaurant that innovates every year and decorate themselves to look more modern, or just like stay up to date with what the current customers like and want to be like.
Agreed.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
No, agreed. But when I think I mean it's pretty simple, right? Like I think how James you said it earlier, like where in commercial cleaning our goal is to make sure you look good, right? Our image matters. Like your facility's image matters, because literally like you could lose money, clients, investors if you're a tech company, right? Like employees can leave literally. Like I don't know if you guys have ever walked to a facility or building, it just smells terrible, or like it's so dirty that you're like, yeah, I'm never doing business here again, right? Like I've been there, right? So the website is the same the same experience. Here's something that people don't know. So for those listening, one thing we do here at Dayporter is we love setting up a code on the website so we can track who visits the website. Let me tell you who shows up: new clients, new prospects, existing clients, and verticals for partnerships. You'll be surprised how many construction companies visit for post-construction cleanups. You'll be surprised how many painting companies look for extending of services, meaning they're probably looking for a commercial cleaner that can help them with the project. And then you got existing clients that I always love knowing why your client is visiting your website when they're supposed to have a contact that they should go directly to, right? Unless they're looking for information and looking for you and not getting clear on where to go, right? And then the last part is again the new prospects, right? So what do they see? What's their experience? let me ask you something here, Charles. When does someone know that they just need to start from scratch? I've been in business for a while now. I have a website.
Yeah.
What are some metrics or some things that I can look at and go, all right, honestly, we're not getting any traffic. This thing looks like shit. The website's is slow. But like, what are some characteristics that how can they test their website to see if they should just redo it and partner with someone to redo the website? Like,
I was thinking about this before our interview, and well, not interview, our podcast. But I guess the number one there's a couple of indicators, like you said, but I feel like the number one indicator is, does your website portray your business how you like it to? So when you land onto the site, is it really slow to load? If it's more than 3 seconds, that's an indicator that's bad. Number two, just speak to your customers, or just ask your friends and see what they're saying about your website. Is it really up to date? Another indicator would be just compare to the industry leaders. Check what they're doing and compare to yours. I think the third one was probably a better indicator. Just compare to industry leaders and have a look
agree.
whether if yours look anywhere close to what they look like.
I think one thing
Gotcha.
too, and this is just coming about right now, hearing you guys speak, is like, we talk so much about the client facing aspect of a website, which is great, but we know one of the biggest challenges in our industry is hiring too.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how much like a really great website could maybe play into a hiring process if you're trying to get that badass account manager, or just make it easy to hire a cleaner, right? Like versus them having to go through the convoluted Indeed.com process. I'm just wondering like how much like emphasis and focus if we actually put onto our website for hiring, even if that improved at 1%, would it be worth it?
Yeah.
That is true. That I never even I never even thought about that. Like now they gotta choose between, like, if I'm a cleaner, like a employee or looking for work, how important is a website, right? Like I bet that is important, because if I'll challenge all of you listening to this, pull up your website and go look, put top commercial cleaners, enter state and or enter city, right? Compare them side to side, and just which of those would you trust the most?
Yeah.
And be honest with yourself. By the way, if you
And
don't think you'll
do
be
you come
honest, this
up?
is where you go to your wife or go to your husband and be like, hey, which one would you honest? Like, I need your honest feedback. They won't mind giving you honest feedback, right? They'll be like, honestly, our website sucks, babe. Like, let's get our shit together. Like, you'll know. And then good thing there, James. Type top commercial cleaner, enter state and enter city. Do you come up? And if you're not coming up, now we're talking into a different like SEO game. Is your website optimized for it? Do you have the right keywords inside of the website? Like, now it's a different game.
Hey, Angel, where do you find a dead body?
On the third page of Google, baby. That's where you bury a dead body. No lie. And if your commercial cleaner is on the second or third page of Google, say goodbye. Say goodbye. There's a high chance that your competitors are taking it over. I still don't think commercial cleaners take that too serious. They think that because we're in the cleaning industry, our website doesn't matter, our presence doesn't matter. Even the think of the facility manager, the property manager now. Yo, they're not 60 years old, not knowing what they're doing. Now you got that young cat that's 30 years old, and he's looking at everything, and he does not want a sales call unless he vetted his possible cleaner prior to even creating an RFP and or getting a walkthrough done.
Or if he does get an RFP from you, and meets you somehow, and he very rarely do people directly type in the link to your website, right? They might type in day porter sales, or like something like that. You need to show up, like Bob's Cleaning, Michigan. Like, well, Bob, you better show up because you're Bob the cleaner in Michigan, right? Like, you want to make it easy if when they're information gathering, once they've already contacted you too, like they're not going to go to bobscleaningmichigan.com typically.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I share something that we've also seen big franchises like national accounts do? Is
Yeah,
it
go
cool if I
for
share
it.
this? I don't know if you guys knew, and I encourage you all to type your name, your commercial cleaning company. If you're a medium-sized business, so a million, half a million to a million up, right, with growth. So you have three types of commercial cleaning companies. You got the mom and pops. They're not gonna do anything, like really not. Their plan is not to grow. They're just retired, looking to keep on going. Cool. Then you got your regionals, right? And then you got your nationals. Here's what some of the national accounts do. I hope I don't give any national account here like a fucking like a trick or something. Um, Type out. We've done this before. So whenever we get a client, we type out their name, their city, see what comes out. A lot of national accounts, if you start becoming a threat to them, so if you start taking clients or they know that your work is good, they'll actually start bidding. They'll start running ads to your specific commercial cleaners keyword. So if I were to type Angels Cleaning and I'm on the come up, a national account will literally bid on Angels Cleaning to make sure that they pop out before you do. Now, I'm not saying get in the ads game. What I'm saying is, let's say they do click on that one because they're like, oh, this one come up. They click on that website and then they still pull up yours. If you don't have the right website experience and you don't give them the right vibe and this national account looks 20 times better than you, even though you clearly know you can service your clients better and have a better relationship, you will lose that game.
Yeah.
You will lose that game. And we've seen that multiple times.
Yeah.
Totally. That's a good point, man. That's a really good point. There's
And
go for it.
sorry,
Go for
yeah,
it.
just to come in and just add one more point on that. And the new sort of like the younger generation of facility managers, I guess they probably use their phone more than their laptop to search for
Agreed.
anything, right? So most of the websites, like service-based websites I've seen in the past couple of years, they always have like one thing lacking, which is their mobile responsiveness. So
Mm.
just stats again, Angel. Do you know how many sort of like website visitors will actually visit your site with their phone at the moment?
Oh shoot. I didn't even think this one. Hold on. Just because I know how it's funny you say that. I don't
Yeah,
browse through. Whoa, I'm just tripping out now. When I have to look something up, even when I have my desktop open, I
yeah,
browse on my phone. What
yes,
the? Okay, so I'm gonna say, what's your guess, James? I'm gonna go 85%.
I think I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna go 80%. So
yeah. A bit too high there, guys, but it's
Okay, okay.
55% just last year. But they said every year will be like a 2.5 increase,
Mm,
2.5% increase year on year for the next 10 years. So slowly but surely, the sort of like mobile phone will be the first point of contact, first touch point for anyone to visit your site. So a lot of sites that
damn.
we've seen in the past couple of days that we've been going through service-based businesses are that they have good enough, website on desktop, but when they move it to their phone, it's a whole nother story.
That is true. That is
So
true.
that is some, and also another funny thing that you mentioned about ranking. Google actually wouldn't rank your website at all if you have bad mobile sort of like experience for your users.
Oh, I did not know that. Wait,
Yeah,
what? Okay, so yeah, see, I'm a sales guy. That's how you know I don't. What? So you don't
yeah,
rank at all? Like basically, I guess what's the thought process behind that? Or explain a little to that to someone, because that
yeah,
right there, I don't know how many people have it optimized for mobile.
yeah. So, for example, if you have, let's just say we're using a directory to find a business, obviously they would want to rank businesses that they know and trust in terms of like the process to be great, meaning the experience and the service quality to be fantastic. And in our case, Google wants to prioritize business that has a great experience for their users, right? Because they're using the search engine to search for whatever they're looking for. And if
Mm.
any website doesn't give them that experience, they won't rank you at all because you're
That
not doing
is
your end.
such a good. I'm so
Yeah,
glad we said that because so okay, so get this little web, everybody that's listening. you have the right website for desktop and like desktop, you're trusted by your prospects.
Yeah.
Now, in order to rank, you have to have a good mobile website so that Google can trust you. So this is like people just see website almost like a digital business card, but
Yeah.
it's really more than that, my peeps. It's a whole web, right? It's a trust, it's a first impression and trust for your prospects, and
Yeah.
it's a way of letting Google know, hey, I get you, I know you, I know what you're trying to do. Here's here's my website, please help me help you, right? Like it's a trust all around.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, again, if you're listening to this, go search yourself and find your website. If you don't rank, first of all, if you search yourself and you don't rank on your phone, okay, cool. Let us hit us up, and we'll help you fix that. Cause yeah, that you have to make sure it's optimized. You're right. There is a lot of clunky websites out there that, and if they don't work on my phone, it makes
Yeah.
it hard for me to share, to
Yeah.
tell other people. It's
One thing that I think is just annoying as shit to me when I'm on my phone and I'm looking at websites, there's two things, and I've actually seen this with some of our own janitorial clients that we work with at Dayporter. You want two things. You want to be able to click the phone number from your phone and have it clickable to call. I know it sounds so simple, but like if you're on your phone, there's a number, no way in hell do I want to minimize my browser, and type that in manually, and do that back and forth, right? Just make it easy so I can click to call you. And the other thing is same with your address. Again, it sounds so simple, but like when I'm on my phone and I'm trying to get directions to any location, you want it to be clickable. So like those little things really do matter. I've just noticed that like just from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
so guys, there's a lot, obviously, that we threw a lot at whoever's listening, they threw a lot at you, but it's so important to be real with yourself, right? No matter what, no matter
Yeah.
what. How much traffic, by the way, use, if you want, you look at your Google Analytics, or use SpyFu if you really don't know how to access your own, um, results or whatever visits. Look at your visits. Check how many leads you get. That's how you'll get, divide the number of visits by your total leads. That's what you know your conversion rate is, right? Anything below 2, 1, like that's not good. So if you're running ads and it's below that, shit, you're literally wasting money. Go on your phone, search yourself. Is it a mobile friendly website? If it's not, you're screwing yourself over. Go on your regular website. Am I confident on how I how I do the process, what I do, why I do it, who I serve? If you can't answer those questions from an outside eye, unbiased eye, right? Not like a, well, we kind of answer it. No, no. Do you answer? Do you not? Crystal clear. Where on your website do you answer it? If you don't have those, get it together. Get it together. If you're not getting any traffic and you've been in business for like 7, 8 years or more, even 3 years or more, let us know. Let us know. At the end of the day, we're here to help. At the end of the day, and part of what gets in the way with sales in any industry is the social presence that you have out there. People will judge you in how Charles says, milliseconds.
Yeah.
Milliseconds. Let me ask you guys, do you guys have any parting I just want to put that out there, but any parting takeaways, any tips, any tricks, anything that you want to let the people know, the cleaners know?
I'll let you go first, Charles.
It's my first time on podcast, so I haven't thought about that yet. So
No, you
It's
don't.
all
Hey, you don't have to
good.
have anything. You don't have
It's
to have
all good,
anything. You
man.
gave us more than enough value, man.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, exactly. I will say one thing. We have, if you've listened to this show, you know that we talk about you can't close big time deals with a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, all of that. Have a fucking legit company email. I know it sounds so crazy, but a lot of cleaners don't. You might be one of them. And have a legit website. Guys, it's two business assets that will literally allow you not to be chucked in a truck. So, Charles, this was awesome, man. Those statistics are
I'll say
crazy
Thank you
one
for
good.
more
having me.
thing, man. Just one more thing, guys. If you're listening to this, drop 2, 3, 5, 10 grand on your website. It's a one-time investment. A really one-time big investment if you do it right. If you do it wrong, it can get costly. and you just got your maintenance on a monthly basis. It's not even too like expensive at all, right? Don't be scared. Also, if you don't know this, you get a 5,000. Just dropping this in there, you get a $5,000 marketing credit uh from your taxes as a business every year. Every year. If you don't use it, they don't credit it directly. It just comes at an expense. So use your 5,000. Here's another one. If you make it an ADA website, I think the credit even goes up. I don't have the specific stats. Go search them up. But guys, instead of giving the money out there, use it towards your marketing. This is a one-time investment. And if you're listening to this and you don't want to make an investment even of 2 grand, 3 grand for a website and you want to get it cheap, you should probably get out of business in general. Like, don't go into business with a scarcity mindset. Put yourself in a position where you increase your probability to win. Because that's what you're here to do as a commercial cleaner. You want to win the business, win the clients, win the employees, win in culture, win in leadership, and your image is the most important. Because I don't care how good you are, if I open up your website, I will judge the hell out of you. I will make an opinion about you. Whether you care about it or not, doesn't matter. Your prospects do. So control the narrative, give your best self forward, and go and make the most out of your commercial cleaning. Charles, it's been a pleasure, my dude. It's always
It's been a
great to
pleasure,
have you
guys.
here and work on projects with you.
Yep,
Thank you,
absolutely,
guys.
guys. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, so pretty simple. If you don't have a website, let us know. If you do have a website, but you want an audit on how to improve it, let us know. And if you're a company that really wants to win over business but does not have a strong digital presence, specifically speaking about websites right now, let Dayporter help you. We're literally on a mission outside of sales to be able to help you guys land life changing contracts. And in order to do that, your social presence matters. Hit us up, email James, join our Facebook community, email me, reply on a YouTube video. We will get to you somehow. Just let us know, and we're here to help, and we'll make sure that we get your digital presence and your website up to speed. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.